G'day. Hope you guys are well. Want to do a video to speak about resistance. If you've started 2024 and you are facing that internal resistance or that external resistance to creating what you want this year, you're starting a new business, growing an existing one, writing a book. Maybe you're a musician like me and you're wanting to expand your music. If you're in a place where you are experiencing a sense of stress or fear that's coming from like an internal place, or you're experiencing a lot of resistance on the outside. Maybe you're a business owner and your team aren't listening to you, or you're a busy 9 to 5 worker and you've got a business that you want to start, but maybe you can't go start it because you got to pay the bills. You've got money that you need to make to handle things at home. Watch this video because this is going to be very impactful. I'm going to be sharing not only some key things that I've recently learnt about resistance, but some fundamental tools that I give to my clients that really helps them go for what they want in business. Something I've really stepped into this year has been this truth that we're not here forever. Like we're not. And, we really can create what we love now. We don't need to wait. I've been the guy for many years, even when I was, salesman Jordan. It's like, I need to do A, B, C, D, E, then, then I'll really get what I want. Then I'll be able to get it. And lots of people just accept that as like, that's life. As Frank Sinatra says, that's life. That's life. Anyway, can't go that high. But it's true. It's like, I need to have enough credibility. I need to have enough in the bank. I need to do this amount of work. And what we don't, what I didn't realize, let me start from there. What I didn't realize was, because that was the message my subconscious was getting about my life. You need to do X amount of meetings. You need to prove yourself. You need to speak to the 5 people before you can make it, like whatever it was, right? Because that was the message my subconscious was getting. That is what I was creating. It is that simple, guys, literally. But I didn't get it. I didn't get it back then. And now I look, this journey that I've been on over the last few years, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. We can just create. We can just create what we want now. We can. The thing a new premise that I have about entrepreneurship, business, let me stick to that, because that's what I'm assuming that's who's watching this video. It's that if we want leadership, we create it. We don't take it. We don't need to wait for it. We just create it. We create it. And it comes from this place of, first off, like knowing what you're about. Like, that's taken me a long time to really understand what I'm about. I know what I'm about when I'm in my shit, and really, like, the last few years, yeah, I've really come to understand who I am on the core, inside. When I'm in my heart, like, who's Jordan? It's funny, the screen just lit up there, but it's true. It's two different things. Resistance, when I'm in that, oh, it's like a whole different other person. But when I'm in my heart, man, it's different. So knowing that and being in the feelings of that and using that to tell you what to say, you can create it. You really can. I've had experiences, guys, just on that principle alone, where I've watched my sales calls when I have new leads come in. Calls have gone from an hour long to 5 minutes. 5 fucking minutes. Excuse my French, but it's true, right? I could speak for an hour. I could sell for an hour, go through my script. Scripts are still important, but I'm realizing that, like, most of the time I don't need it, because my subconscious has gotten, Jordan is going for an end result. He's not focused on ticking off boxes to have what he wants. And I fuck up. I got here I go again, I swear. I get things wrong. It doesn't come out perfect, but perfection's not the aim. That's what I'm realizing. It's like, God, how many conditions have I put on my the things I want before I'm allowed to have it? You know, it really is just about what your subconscious is getting, because whatever it gets, it will show. It will show you. You're seeing more things that need to be done. If you're seeing more work and you're tired and you're like, God, it never fucking ends, it is because you're looking for it. It's what I didn't realize. I had money problems, big money problems. After I left my business, it was just finances, make money, out the door, debt, money, out the door, debt. It's just like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And what was going on was because I was in this place of resistance where it was like, I can't go back to business yet because I'm so fucking burnt out from the agency. I'm burnt out. I don't have enough energy for this. If I need to go and build a business like that again, I'll be in hospital. Can't do it. So that's what my subconscious was getting. So what was I creating? All of these experience, travel, spend, fill me up, give me energy, right? Debt. We got to make it again, right? That I gotta find a way to dig the debt out and then bang. It's like, oh God, that was fucking exhausting. And each time it was small, 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 small. And it's like, okay, how about instead of looking out there, let's go inside. What the hell is going on unconsciously? Another profound thing that I realized, because again, you can know this stuff, but until you embody it, you don't really know it. The unconscious mind, it's called unconscious for a reason. I was explaining this to a client of mine the other day. It's like when we do these readings, and sometimes I need to remind people. It's like I'm not telling you what you know. I'm telling you what you don't know. And sometimes it'll ring and you'll be like, oh, yeah, far out. No, I'm realizing that now. And it's like you've seen it, but you haven't embodied it. It hasn't been at the forefront of your mind. The unconscious mind is unconscious for a reason. We don't know it. And until we can own what's going on there by using our intuition, by using our subconscious, by training ourselves to cut to that part of our focus, we're going to see obstacles left, right, and center. We're going to create them. That's the most scary thing. So you got to understand that this resistance thing, you don't beat resistance. This is another thing. We need to talk about this. You don't beat resistance. You don't beat resistance. I was speaking to a friend of mine a few days ago, and his question was, I'm just feeling a bit unfulfilled, and what are your tips to bring more fulfillment? And it's like, well, the first thing is there. It could be that you're creating something that isn't true for you, right? So let's just get that out of the way. Sometimes when we're unfulfilled, it's just, I've known when I'm unfulfilled, one of two things. It's either I'm focused on something that's just not my truth. So you don't fix that, you leave it. Right? You own that you've gone after something that's not true for you and you just leave it, right? That's what I did. You've heard it. But the second thing is, I could be creating something that's true for me, but I'm facing the expected resistance that comes with creating what's true. What's your heart? That's why, like when people, oh God, I'm freaking out, dude. It's expected. I'm anxious. It's expected. When you are going for something that's true for you, when there's something at stake, I better fucking hope you're triggered. Excuse my French, but I'm really getting this as like a wake up call for someone. So whoever's what I'm directed this to, listen, right? It's expected. I'll be very open here. It's been true for me over the last few months to do house sits. Okay. I didn't know why exactly, but I knew it was something about growth. So I'm looking after pets, houses, whatever. And there were nights where I was having this reoccurring dream that I hadn't had since I was a kid, right? So it was weird. It's like, fuck this. And I'll tell you the dream. It's essentially when I was a kid, I used to have these dreams that someone was coming to murder me. Right now, don't ask where exactly I picked up from or where I made it up at what age, but it was a reoccurring thing for a long time, and I'd have these anxiety attacks during the night and all that kind of stuff. But the thing was that it came up again, and I remember when it came up, all the childhood feelings there, and it was so profound to watch it like a movie, right? And to really like plant a stake in the ground and be like, okay, this is coming up. And then it occurred to me, it's like, now the house sit was one thing, but because I was taking such a stand for what was true for me, because for me it would be like, well, let's just go travel some more, or let's go get a lease somewhere. But the intuitive hit was go house sit, right? So of course, ego had a lot of things to say about me house sitting, and of course, some of the things I knew it would say is, "You're so much more busy now looking after other people's pets. You got to clean the place." La 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 la. Right? I knew that was coming, but what I didn't know was coming was the big dragon from my childhood. Bang! It's like, and I'm talking, this is really real, guys. Like middle of the night, I am convinced there's someone in this house. I'm fully fucking convinced. So, off a bit of help from my coach, I just had to sit with it. Some nights for 2 hours, some nights 3 hours, and literally be willing to die in my own little imagination, so the ego could get that, so my subconscious could get, more importantly, that I am not a victim to what my ego tells me. And man, such a powerful metaphor. It's just a feeling, it's a memory. And what I've noticed, I don't know if you guys experience this, the more I take a stand for what I'm going for, the more shit that I like experience at night at times. Like sometimes my dreams get really wild and I'll wake up and go, what the fuck was that about? But I know that's just my unconscious mind talking to me. So it's like the further I step into my greatness, the more my victim's triggered. So I share that because you got to understand that if you're going for something that is geniusly derived, your business that you would love to start, your coaching business, your speaking, your tech company, your fashion label, whatever it is, and you're still working full time, and you're going for that. You know you love it. You know you want it. Expect you're going to face resistance. Externally, internally, doesn't matter, because you're going after something that's over here in your greatness. So you got to experience the opposite. You got to. It's not greatness and nothing. You get the tension from your ego, from your victim. It's like there's got to be two of you. It's duality. It has to be there. Dr. Demartini talks about this duality. You're going to have both sides, but that's power. That's power. Being able to be with both is power. Okay, and obviously in my work, here. In my work, we polarize over here, and we step into our greatness and we hold it. We hold it when we create. So, I could go on forever, guys, but the message today is, if you're focused on conditions, if you're focused on being busy, if you're focused on being, take fulfilling things to finally go for what you want, to finally step into that business fully, to finally get up on stage, to finally sell the program, to finally say, fuck it, I'm going in a different direction, to say, finally, fuck it, I'm leaving the shop today. I'm not going to be on the floor with myself. Whatever your thing is, okay, I just want to give you a little nudge. You can do it now. You literally can. There's nothing stopping you. Okay. The last thing I'll leave you with is music, because it's always been my biggest metaphor for creating. I had a song come out earlier this year, Summer Nights. You guys would have seen it. I just scheduled my second one, where the flowers didn't grow. And the biggest thing, scheduling those songs for release, before that, it was 2021, the last time I was out there rapping, right? But this is singing and me making all the music. What I realized was I am not a great judge of anything I create. I'm just not. And the reason why is because most of the time when I'm judging, I'm looking for perfection. I'm not looking for my creation to serve anyone. It's just like it needs to be perfect, and then hopefully it serves someone. So it's more about me feeling okay when it's out there. But it's like, but that's not that's very selfish of me, right? So when I create my music now, it is literally, is it done? Yes. Oh, fuck. Guitar doesn't sound clean, or could fix up that vocal. But is it finished? Yes. Is it true for me to launch? And if Superconscious tells me go, I fucking go. And I hold the assumption, I don't know what makes this great. I don't even know why I'm launching it, but I know the end result that I'm holding for it. And that's all that matters. I've been learning a lot from listening to Rick Rubin over the summer, and I want to encourage all of you to go get his book, The Creative Act. It's a great book. If you're a perfectionist, you need to listen to Rick Rubin. It's phenomenal stuff. And something he said somewhere, I'm pretty sure he said it multiple times in his book, but it's like there's beauty in imperfection. And I didn't understand that until I heard it, but then I looked back at everything I've created, everything. There has always been imperfection in everything that I've done, regardless whether I've seen it or whether I've chosen not to see it. It's been there, but there's been benefits. There's been gold in the imperfection. There's been beauty there. There's been a distinct difference because it is imperfect, right? So it, regardless who you are, whether you got a rep or whether you're just starting out in your thing, if you are avoiding imperfection, one thing that I've felt since I've embraced more into my life has been this connection with my audience, this connection. And that's something I had in rap. There were people that were listening to my music constantly, and it was far from perfect, but what it had, it was fucking raw. It was fucking raw. It was on. There was messages there that were deep, dark, and disturbed, but it was raw. It was there. People heard it. People hated it. I know. If you're still watching, I know you did. And there were people that loved it, but it had duality. There was both, right? And I don't intend to go for people hating what I create, but you know, when you can vulnerably express yourself and create and just go fuck it, regardless, imperfect, perfect, that doesn't matter. What am I going for? What is my end result here? What am I trying to create? And I can tell you right now, since I've started my coaching again over the last few years, I've realized most of us, when we're hustling and when we think we're going for something, when we think we're going for an end result, usually it's not what we think we're going for. We're usually going for getting things perfect, making things more, and the true end result of the thing, like who, what impacts that song has on someone, what the product actually does for someone. It's crazy when I coach entrepreneurs, they've completely forgotten what their product does. They think they know, but then we get in, it's like, oh my God, it's that simple. Yes, it's that simple. You just made it complex, right? I'll do that. But it often is so simple. But when we're going for perfection, it's hard because it's resistance. It's about us. So okay, we're gonna stop it there, right? I want to drill it in with this last message. It's just that you can have what you want now. You can go for what you want now, and you don't need to wait. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to get things together. You need to focus. You need to focus by taking the higher perspective on what you're going for. And the fastest way that you can do that, okay, because that's why I hadn't ended this video. The higher perspective is you've got to ask yourself, what's the end result that I'm actually creating? And honestly ask yourself. You got to honestly ask yourself and honestly answer what you ask yourself. Have I been focused on it? Have I been focused on it? This is something I did over Christmas. And I can tell you right now, there are a lot of things that I wasn't focused on who it was for, the end result of the thing. I was not focused on it. Just wasn't. Wasting time, perfecting, fixing. Ah, there you go. And it's just like, oh, you're not going anywhere. Cool. Okay. Soar up high like an eagle. What is up here? What is going on far out in the future? What am I going for? Oh my God, that's it. Okay, that's all that matters. Forget the rest. Let's just start flying that way. Okay. All right. That's it from me. Hope you guys are well. Yeah, that's all I have to say. We'll chat soon.